FLOSSTUBE, it's Leigh from Creative Leigh on Sunday the 2nd of February 2025 with FLOSSTUBE number 255. Welcome back to my weekly YouTube channel about counted cross stitch. It's a sunny but windy day here in Upper Hutt in the Wellington region of New Zealand. I went out this morning and met a friend, someone I used to work with, a friend from work long ago, and I was a little bit early, she was running a little bit late, so I just, and there were no tables to be had. We went to Caffeine in Petone and I sat outside for a bit and I ordered a coffee and waited for tables to come free inside, and I wore a dress, and it's a very flowy dress and it was very windy, so that was some challenges to be had with wearing a dress. And then I was keeping an eye on as people were leaving, so a whole bunch of people left about 11:15, so I whipped inside and grabbed a table and read my book on my Kindle app, and then yeah, had a lovely catch up with her. Anyway, we talked a little bit about just stuff. Her husband's going through some health issues at the moment, so it was nice to catch up with her and give her just a break from visiting him in hospital. What else has been going on? Week 3 of work last week. Yeah, just busy, and I did a little bit of work yesterday. A bit frustrated with the devs, kind of not communicating very well. And I need to do some more work today, but I am just pottering around, getting that stuff done. Probably should mow my lawns, but I don't feel like it, so I might do them tomorrow. I'm pretty sure I'm working from home all week, so like no plans to go into the city. Hopefully catch up with a friend or two for coffee, people that are working in Upper Hutt. So now that I'm based in Upper Hutt, potentially I can catch up with local people a little bit more often, so that'll be kind of nice. Yeah, I don't even know what else to, it's just, yeah, literally just been work, brunch, and got a bit of stitching done. Stitching. I didn't purchase anything this week, nothing new, no haul to show you. But I did stitch on 3 projects. That was pretty exciting. I carried on Sunday evening and into Monday with my Just Love Stitch wall block number 6 that I started last week, I think it was. Yeah, it was when I went to the Stitchy Day. No, yes, I don't remember. So yeah, this is a kit using the kit materials, although I'm using 3 strands instead of 2, just charted DMC. And when I got home after my video and that evening, I decided to just carry on, and it's all I've got, it's all completed except for the background color. So anywhere where you can see wood, that is going to be the sort of beigey tan color. So it's all just fill in. When I next pick it up sometime in February, I'll just start working on that and getting that all filled in. So yeah, carried on, super symmetrical, so really easy to stitch on. I had some of this side still to do, and I think I'd filled in those. I was focusing on completing these middle ones. Yeah, so good. So yeah, really like it. So yay. Back's not too bad. It's really hard to start and finish on the wood, but getting there. So that won't take too much longer to finish, given it's all just rinse and repeat with the one colour. I then picked up Vibrant Flowers by Barrick. I talked about wanting to get this finished at some stage, and then I could start Spring Flowers by Liz Matthews. Hello by Liz Matthews. So I picked this one up. This is on all called for, so 40 count Thornfield linen from Needle and Flax, and using the charted NPIs. And you can see I've got a finish date. I finished this on Friday night. I just plugged away at it. It was my sort of monogamous stitch for most of the week. And basically when I showed this to you last, I had done some of this, the house and the flower, but basically I had essentially everything above and the fill in of all these little doofers down here. So there's a couple of specialty stitches in it. There's some French knots. There's a French knot and one of the stamens of this flower, and 3 little French knots at the bottom of that flower, and there's some big X's over space of 4 on each of these little things. When you stitch it, you go back through and just put like a little stitch on top. You can't really see. Sweet as design, so dainty and fun. I have so much NPI left. I hardly used any really by comparison, single strand on 40 count. Yeah, so there we go. We'll just grab hopefully a screenshot. I love it. So that was started in August at the Hutt Valley retreat last year, and I finished it now. So yay, happy to have another finish in the bag. Then on yesterday afternoon, I picked up Francis Sweetlove 1827, a reproduction sampler from Street Stitchworks. I'm using my own colours of variation. I'm using more colours than what is charted. It's charted for 2. I'm using 3 and randomly moving it all around. And instead of it being Francis Sweetlove from Maidstone, Kent, I am personalised it to remember my paternal grandmother. So I'm stitching mine on 40 count Oyster linen from Country Stitch using my own overdyed conversion. I started this 2023 along with Narissa. Sorry, she didn't start this one, but as part of her stash sampler starts. And when you last saw it, when I did my whip parade, I had done all the 4-sided stitch, and yep, I'd done the 4-sided stitch, which was that alphabet there. So everything above that alphabet I have stitched yesterday and a little bit this morning. So I've done all of the lowercase alphabet. As you can see, Frances was quite keen on her alphabet, and most of the letters appear 4 times. A couple of differences where that long S moves into the ST, so you've got the short S and then that long S that looks a bit like an F, and you only got that 3 times, but then the one that moves into the ST, V only appears 3 times, the L only appears 3 times, but otherwise, yeah. So I am using the Okefenokee for the dark letters, and then I'm using the green floss, it's a Tom and Lily, for the rows in between, and I'll carry all the way out for that. So most of the blues down here, and then the top half I'm using the green that I pulled, and it's looking so good. Alphabets, yeah, anyway. I love stitching everything 4 times. Yeah, so that was not quite 3/4 done. There's about, what, I got 8 rows stitched then, I think. And I think I've got like 12 rows to stitch to finish it off. But yeah, I was quite pleased to get progress on that. So that felt a bit overwhelming when I did my whip parade, because it's such a lot of stitching. It's such a long way across those rows, but I got a good chunk of that done last night. So really pleased with that. Not a lot to show you. I did talk about Spring House though, so I did flash this up last week as a plan. So now that I've stitched, finished Vibrant Blooms, keen to get this started. So I may very well start this week. I'll be starting on the light section with that fence, which is in ecru. Anyway, I love how I just read the back where it talks about notes on using 2 fabrics. It is imperative that the 2 pieces of fabric you choose are the same count. Mine are both overdyed 35, but overdyed by the same dyer. Hopefully they'll be pretty close. The 2 sections should meet just under the house and above the garden, rows 105 and rows 106. When framing spring house, I stretched and pinned the fabric of each section tightly over separate pieces of foam core that when placed together fit the frame moulding tightly, leaving no gap. The remainder of the framing process was as usual. Alternatively, you can stitch the 2 pieces of fabric together before mounting as a single piece. Place the right sides together and slowly begin straight stitching the 2 pieces together horizontally between rows 105 and 106 from the back side, starting in the centre, moving outwards towards the edges. Place your stitches in a straight line using the weave of the fabric, constantly checking the placement. Small stitches similar in length to your cross stitches should be used. Once joined, trim fabric, press them, etc., etc. Both methods are tedious, but the finish is striking. I love it. Both methods are tedious, but the finish is striking. And also, Chris Canada, she stitched this. Chris, you're such fun seeing all your stitching out in the wild with your model stitching. So I have my 2 bits of fabric. I've got the card ready for when I want to start this. So yeah, 35 count linen from Country Stitch. Top is going to be Coastal Ice, which is the darker fabric, and the bottom is going to be Alpine Spring, which is the lighter fabric. So I will show you them out of the bags because I think I showed them to you in the bags. And so there is the actual dyed side, because you would have seen the back of it through the packet, and then the lighter fabric. So excited. So I'll start on the lighter fabric. I'll start with that fence. There's a whole bunch of twiddly widdly bits, so that's going to be probably, it looks like a lot of green for all the florals, so I'll probably get the fence in and then just start working on the greens to get the foundation in for all the flowers, and that's just where I'll start really. Yeah, so I probably will start that this week because I'm excited to get it started. And then I pulled something else out just to share with you. Quite keen to get a start on my cookie cutters. So I bought these charts last year, I think, from Market. I know there's a cookie cutter 3, maybe even a 4. I need to get my hands on that as well. I need to ask Helen if she's going to get the other cookie cutters in. But I should actually just get started on them. So I'm not going to use the NPIs for these. I think the pin cushions are all stitched and backed with 40 count border walk from Colour and Cotton using needlepoint silks. I'm not going to use needlepoint silks. I will just use DMC. All the DMC conversions are on the back. Sorry, I'm going to use the DMC to then pick my own colours from overdyed cottons, or yeah, probably overdyed cottons. So these muted colours, I've got plenty of overdyed cottons that should work for that. So I'm going to work on getting that kitted up. I won't be starting it this week, I don't think. Fabric that I'm using, I kind of need to do my maths and make sure I've got enough. This fabric I dyed myself, so this was the fabric I was originally going to use for Vibrant Blooms. It was a big enough piece. I dyed this, and then my friend Judith said, I've got the called for, I can give you a piece. So I've decided I'll use this for the cookie cutters. It's just a very kind of almost peachy neutral that I just dyed. Don't ask me to replicate it, no idea. It's a pretty big piece. I kind of need to work out roughly, they're like kind of butterflies 50 by 33, cat 63 by 70, 38 by 74, 50 by 60, 60 by 50, 83 by 30, and similar, well, they're the same shapes, aren't they? Girl, I'm pretty sure that'll fit on this bit of fabric. Obviously not for the back. I wouldn't use the same fabric for the back end. I'll just use something else. But yeah, excited to kit that up with lovely muted sorts of overdyes from my stash and pull together a kit really for that. So that'll be kind of on my to-do list this week as well. So yeah, it's a new month, so I'm going to get Spring House started. I also need to think ahead to getting my February stitching in on both of my leap year sale pieces. On the 13th, around the 13th, I'll do the second part for my garden series, my Blackbird piece. So that'll be part 9 because I started at the bottom. So part 9 will be February. And then I might just keep plugging away. I'm kind of feeling like once I pull something out that's a whip, kind of just keep plugging away at it, especially ones that I have slated for a finish in 2025. So I won't necessarily be monogamous on it, but like I got so much done on Friday and Saturday that I feel like, you know, another couple of Saturdays and I'll get that one in the bag, which will be wunderbar. So yeah, it's probably, given, you know, my abhorrence for plans, those are some sort of plans really. I don't think I've got anything else. Like, it's been a pretty, I mean, ordinary week, yeah. And there's nothing else I can make up really, other than, yeah, get a start on Spring House. A whole bunch of ecru stitching to get a fence in. Hopefully the ecru looks all right on that fabric. Should do. Oh well, we'll see. I think I had another couple of coffees purchased for me this last week, so I appreciate that very much. Thank you. It all helps with keeping the channel sort of supported and helping me cover for postage and other my time really. And I think that's it. 5 weeks from now we'll be in Christchurch at the Christchurch retreat. That's pretty, yes, that's 5 weekends from now. It's pretty exciting, which means it's only about 8 weeks until my youngest stepbrother and fiance get married, and when my sister and my brother-in-law will be over for a few days. That's going to be super exciting to catch up with them and everyone get all dressed up for the wedding and stuff. So yeah, 2 months. It's amazing. Okay, I think that's it. I really don't have much else to ribbon on about. So I want to thank you for coming along, and take care and find joy in your stitching. As always, don't let your needles rust. Ciao.